Begin in neutral with feet underneath the center of your butt cheeks, toes facing forward. Bend your foot so that the ball of the foot has pressure into it, and then bend again to the tip of the toe, making sure that you're flexing at the knee and the hip, bringing the knee slightly forward as you bend to not put any direct pressure on the tip of your toe in the full point position. Begin with feet directly under the center of your butt cheeks. This is hip distance apart. Place the top of one foot onto the floor. You're going to try to get your toenails all the way down onto the ground and perhaps even the top of your foot. Bend both knees, increasing the stretch in the front of the ankle, and for an added bonus, press your heel backward when you're in the standing position. Outside toe pull means your heel faces the outside away from your midline. You're going to repeat the process of bending both knees to increase the stretch, and then if you want, hinging the heel backward to relieve the stretch even more. Inside toe pull means the side of your big toe joint is on the floor. Try to get as sideways as you possibly can as you do this one. Same exercise, bending the knees and straightening. Remember, these are hinges of joints. They are not static stretches. So the goal is just to go up and down to open and close the joint. The inside toe pull where the heel is dropped towards the midline, sometimes you don't feel much, but just know that you are opening and closing the joint on the inside of the ankle. Begin in neutral with feet facing forward. Feet are directly underneath the center of the hip socket or center of the butt cheeks. Bend your knees to the right, press them forward, shift them to the left, and then stand up straight. Do 3 in this same direction before starting by bending the knees to the left, forward, to the right, and straight. Begin in neutral with feet facing forward. Feet are directly underneath the center of the butt cheek, just hip distance apart. Bend your knees so that your pelvis actually has room to move. Do 3 repetitions of tilting your pubic bone forward, coming back to neutral, and then reaching the tailbone backward and coming back to neutral. Then do 3 going right to left, bringing the right hip up towards the right shoulder and down, left hip up to the left shoulder and down. Finally, you're going to do 3 circles in each direction, hitting all 4 corners of the 2 warm-up exercises. Keep the knees bent because your knees have to bend in order for your thigh bone to move inside the hip socket. Keep them small with your shoulders directly over the pelvis so that the movement stays isolated in the hips, thereby stretching out the low back and deep muscles within the hip. Do 3 in each direction. Begin in neutral, toes facing forward, hip distance apart. That means the feet are directly under the center of the butt cheeks. Slightly bend the knees before beginning. Side bend to the right. When you can't bend anymore, drop into the ragdoll, releasing all tension throughout the upper body. Roll up first through the low back, mid back, rib cage, placing the collarbone and the neck. When you roll up placing the collarbone, the shoulder is naturally going to find its position in the side bend. Do 3 in one direction before changing sides. Remember, this is a low back exercise, so that means the side bend is initiated with the low back. We roll through forward using the low back, and we finally peel ourselves back up into our side bend using the low back. Try to keep tension out of the shoulders, the neck, and the jaw when you're rolling back up into your side bend. Begin in neutral, toes facing forward, feet directly under the center of the butt cheeks, hip distance apart. Begin by laterally shifting the rib cage from side to side. Try not to make the movement too big and not shifting your hips. Keep the knees slightly bent if you feel any pressure in your knees. Then go front and back. Lift your chest up as high as you can without pinching the shoulder blades, come back to neutral, and then sink your breastplate as much as you can, and then come back to neutral. Finally, Connect the 4 warm-up positions by making a ribcage circle. Glide to the front, to the left, sink, and then to the right. Go 3 in one direction before switching sides. Shoulders are going to want to do part of this exercise, but try your best to keep it in just the vertebra right behind your heart. Begin in neutral, toes facing forward, feet directly underneath the center of the butt cheeks. Relax every part of your body and just rotate your neck from side to side, 3 in each direction. Laterally tilt from side to side. This means you draw one ear to the same side shoulder and then back up to center again. Lateral glides, place the first 2 fingers on your cheeks, separate them from your face slightly. Keep your hands still as you laterally glide your skull from side to side. Try not to move your hands, try not to strain, only move as much as your skull is able. Side tilt your head to one side, laterally glide up, glide back down, and then return the head to center. Sometimes this is just a thought as you're watching the video. Eventually, your mobility will allow you to do this, and you'll get better and better. Three on each side. Turn your head, look up and down. This is one part of our bow tie, our final neck exercise. Always do the range of motion that you are comfortable with. Look up and down to the top corner of an imaginary bow tie and the bottom corner. Now, diagonal. Bottom corner of the bow tie to the top corner. So it's a diagonal rotation of the skull right on top of the spine. Eventually, we're going to connect these 2 warm-up exercises and all 4 parts will come together. Here we go. Tilt down to the left shoulder, up to the top left corner of the bow tie, down to the right shoulder, up to the right top corner of the bow tie. You're going to do this 3 times in one direction before switching sides. You can also think of Stevie Wonder. You can think of an infinity sign that intersects at the top of your spine. Do a range of motion that's comfortable to you. Do not tilt your head backwards. Do a range of motion that you are comfortable with. Begin in neutral, feet facing forward. Bring your arm up level with your shoulder, lock out your elbow and your wrist. Give yourself a thumbs up so it's easier to focus on just the shoulder and watching the hand stay still. Glide your shoulder forward, up, back, and down. Do this 3 times before changing direction. Pretend that you're moving through a square so you hit all edges of the square, keeping the movement clean of just forward, up, back, and down. Bring arms to a 45-degree angle coming out of the shoulder. Make a fist, palms face down. Circle the arms towards your midline so that the forearm circles over the bicep and then lands with the palm facing up, elbow fully extended. Reverse the direction by trying to bring that fist back towards the back wall, towards your ear, over the bicep, and then finally locking out, palm facing. Begin with forearms parallel to the floor. Use the top of the forearm to go up to the ceiling, the hand floats down. Press the top of the forearm down to the floor, the hand floats up. Do this 3 times. Bring your palms back to parallel. Glide your forearms towards each other and away from each other. The hands always do the opposite direction. Make a full circle. Bring the forearm up, in, down, and out. The hand will always go in the opposite direction of what the forearm is doing. Elbows stay still, and you're moving the most distal, the furthest part of your forearm away from your body. That's the portion of the forearm that you're moving. Hands will always go in the opposite direction of where the forearm is going. Hand figure 8s. Bring your palms facing forward, separate your fingers as much as you can. Twirl your pinky, your ring, your middle, your index, and then your thumb towards your body, towards the floor, towards the front of the room, and then back up to palms facing forward. Do 3 before you switch directions. In the reverse, start with the index finger, fan through the middle, the ring, the pinky, and then finally returning the palms to facing forward. Finger waves. Fold the very bottom of your fingers so that your fingers stretch across your palms, and then peel your fingers open like you're peeling bubble gum off of your hands. Do the reverse. Start at the top joints of the fingers, fold them down, and then push your fingers along the palm. Do this 3 times. Now the thumb. Fold your thumb over your palm and drag it open 3 times. Start at the top joint of the thumb and then push it along the palm. Finger circles. You can do these with your wrists straight or bent, whichever you prefer, but this way you can see them in the camera. Try to keep all fingers still except for the fingers that you're actually circling. And make the circle come from the joint that attaches the finger into the hand, not the joints that allow your fingers to make a fist. Try to do 3 in each direction, keeping all other fingers and joints nice and still. Usually the index and thumb are the easiest to do because they're the fingers that we use the most. Beginning with standing and centering. Feel all the foot centers into the floor. Press the ankles together, the knees together, the inner thighs together. Squeeze the base of your butt. And then feel that all areas of your bolts are level from front to back, right to left. Pull all areas of your abdominals in, stretch the fingertips down, stretch the nape of the neck. Inhale as you lift the shoulders and toes up to the ceiling. Exhale as you press them down. We're doing this 4 times. Inhale to lift, exhale to press. Every time you lift, feel your spine grow taller as you press the arms and toes down. Inhale to plie, reaching the arms in front. Exhale to stand as you open the arms to a T. Inhale, plie, the arms come forward. Exhale to stand, the arms come back down by your side. Each movement has half a breath. It's either an inhale or an exhale. On your 5th plie, stay in the plie position for 4 sets of pulses. Take your tailbone straight down to the floor, feeling a deeper stretch through the ankle and the shin. Once you're done with 4 pulses, inhale to plie a little deeper. Exhale to stand, bringing the arms back down by your side. Roll the shoulders and bring your legs into a turnout. 4 plies here. Inhale to bend, exhale to stand. Your arms are moving about the same as your legs, so the elbows reaching to the side. You may be feeling a little bit work in the shoulders. On your 5th plie, stay down in the plie, but this time we're going to pulse the knees apart so that we're really working the hip socket. Pulling the knees back towards the back wall behind you. 4 sets of pulses. When you're finished with your 4th set of inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, keep those knees back. Inhale to plie a little deeper, exhale to stand. Come up to releve as you pivot your body into parallel, working the feet out just a little bit more. 4 plies again. Inhale to bend, exhale to stand, arms coming down by your side this time. On your last plie, reach the arms out to your T for your 4 sets of pulses. Should be feeling a little bit different stretch through the ankle and the shin this time with the legs separate. On your 4th exhale from your 4th set of pulses, inhale the arms in front, exhale to stand up. Rotate again into your turnout from the hip. 4 plies here. Inhale to bend, exhale to stand. Inhale to bend, exhale to stand. On your 5th plie, stay down in the plie position. And again, using those hip muscles to stretch the knees apart. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, 4 times. The purpose of this is to really open up the hip with each set of pulses. When you're finished with your last set of inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, keep those knees pressing back and then take a full breath to stand. Inhale to lift the heels, exhale to parallel. Take a full breath to reach the heels down to the floor as you transition again to an even wider position for your plies that are done in parallel. Inhale to bend, exhale to stand, 4 times. On your last set, reach the arms open to the T for your pulses. 4 sets of pulses here, feeling the stretch through the ankle. You're done with your 4th set. Inhale the arms in front, exhale to stand. Last and final turn out. 4 plies here. Try to take your pelvis as low as you possibly can. Reach the arms fully out to a T position. On your 4th plie, you're going to stay down in the plie and pulse the knees apart. Using the side muscles in the hip, push the knees backward. Try to keep your spine nice and still. 4 sets here. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. On your 4th set, try to plie a little deeper. Exhale as you stand all the way up. We're going to work through the spine here. Inhale to plie, gently reach your arm up, rotate your neck, exhale to stand. Inhale, plie, turn and lift the arm, exhale to stand. 2 on each side. Just a little rotation through the neck. Roll the shoulders back 2 times, and on your 2nd roll, interlace the fingertips back behind you. Inhale to lift the chest up, exhale neutral spine, inhale to forward contract, separating the shoulder blades as much as you can, exhale to vertical again. We're going to complete this 4 times in each direction. Inhale, reach into the high release, exhale vertical, inhale into your forward contraction, exhale vertical. Final contraction forward. Lengthen up nice and tall, release the fingertips, gently bend into the right side, bring the legs together, and then close for parallel. Begin seated sideways on the floor. Make sure your bottom leg is tucked under the top leg so that your foot has a place to rotate on the ground. Place your hand on top of your knee, open the hip, resist bringing the leg open and resist letting it shut. So your hand and your knee are working against each other. You're going to do this 6 times total. Inhale to open the hip, exhale to close. Shift your legs forward to switch sides, bending the bottom leg underneath and the top leg on top, making sure you have room for your foot. Inhale as you open the knee, exhale as you close, doing 6 on each side. Keeping the chest up and forward. Shift to the other side for progression. Return to your side-seated position and make a hook grip with your hand and place it on your ankle. You're going to open the hip, extend the knee, bend the knee, and then close the hip down, doing 6 on each side. Notice the articulation through the foot to make a gentle flex of the ankle as you're getting ready to close the hip. Try to keep your chest up nice and tall and shoulders going forward. Switching sides again, 6 on the opposite leg. Make the hook grip, thumb goes on top of the ankle. Inhale to open the hip, exhale, extend the knee, inhale to bend, exhale to close. Keeping the chest lifted, shoulders and pelvis square to the front of the room, just so the thigh bone can rotate inside the hip socket. Keep your chest up tall. Inhale to open the hip, exhale the knee, inhale. Begin in the side-seated position, open the hip, slide the leg out onto the floor, flexing the foot and reaching for the toes. Keep the chest up as you complete 2 sets of pulses. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Take a full breath to round yourself forward towards your foot. Inhale to open to a side bend, exhale to extend your chest open. Full breath to round yourself forward. Inhale, side bend, exhale to lift into the high release. You're stretching the entire vertebral column here. Take 1 breath to round yourself forward. Inhale into the side bend. Exhale to stretch away from the opposite foot. You're going to do 4 here. On your last one, release the toe, bring yourself up into the high position, and then close the hip, and then to switch sides. Open the hip, slide the leg out, grabbing hold of the toe and keeping the chest lifted. Your bottom arm can be bent or straight, whichever you prefer. 2 sets of pulses to stretch the side. Take 1 breath to round forward. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, high release. Reach the arm behind you as much as you can. You're doing 4. Exhale as you high release. Take a full breath. Inhale and exhale as you rotate forward, taking in as much air as you can. The inhale peels yourself into the side bend. The exhale reaches into the high release. Your last repetition, you're going to release the toes, bring yourself back up, to your seated position. Bring your feet into the diamond position. Heels are longer from pubic bone than the knees are knee to knee. Sit up tall using your hands on your shins to leverage yourself. Inhale tall, exhale butt belly contraction. Squeeze your butt cheeks together, pull your low belly in on the exhale, trying to keep the rest of your spine still. Inhale tall, exhale butt belly contraction. 6 times. Then bring the elbows into a lifted position so you resemble a clamshell. Go for 2 sets of pulses. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 2 breaths to roll the spine up to vertical. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, butt belly contraction brings you all the way forward. 2 sets of pulses. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Every time you do a pulse, you're pulling your low belly in, squeezing the butt cheeks together, and pulling your pubic bone away from your heels. We're going to do these 4 times, and I really want you to feel your belly draw in, the base of your butt squeeze, and the stretch of your spine going forward being resisted by the belly being pulled in. Inhale to reach the arms up to a T. Exhale, butt belly contraction. 2 sets of pulses. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Begin in diamond, fingertips on the floor. Your and beat is going to rotate your neck to look at your hand. Take 1 breath to circle to your toes, 1 breath to circle to the other side. Inhale for a big lift to the ceiling, and then exhale to return the arm. Right here, you're going to move into a high release and then float the arm down. So we're working your thoracic spine. Just a second ago, we worked your lumbar spine. Inhale to reach, exhale to float it down. And 1 breath, circle to the toes. 1 breath, circle to the hand. Inhale, lift. Exhale to float it down. You're going to alternate direction each and every time. You're going to do 4 in each direction. And look. 1 breath to the toes, 1 breath to the hand. Inhale, lift, look up at the ceiling. Exhale to float the arm down. You will not breathe when you turn your neck because you have 1 breath to get to your toes, 1 breath to get to the opposite side. Inhale to sharply lift up to the ceiling as quickly as you can, and then your exhale floats the arm down. Begin lying on your side. Bring your feet slightly forward, get your elbow underneath the shoulder. Inhale as you sink towards the floor, exhale as you press away. So you're warming up your lat and your shoulder girdle. Once you do that 4 times, stay in the lifted position. Turn the top leg out like a ballerina, and then bring it forward again, all coming from the hip. Inhale to turn out, exhale to parallel, doing this 6 times. Finally, keep the foot in turnout. Inhale, bend the knee, inhale, extend, exhale, flex the ankle, bringing the leg all the way down. So it's 2 inhales, 1 long exhale. Inhale, inhale, long exhale as you flex that foot down. 6 in each direction. Trying to keep the chest lifted and reaching the foot far beyond the bottom foot. Reverse it. 1 long inhale to reach the leg up with the flexed foot. 2 exhales to point the foot and straighten the leg down onto the ground. 1 long inhale, double exhale. Keeping the chest lifted, stretching the leg far beyond any distance that you thought it could reach. Finish with 6, rotate the leg back to parallel. Flex your ankle as you kick your leg forward 2 times on 2 inhales. Point your foot as you stretch it back on an exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale as you press back. Flex the ankle, bringing the foot as far in front as you possibly can. Squeeze your glute to fully extend the hip, pointing the foot at the same time. You're doing 6 before we switch sides. Prop yourself up, swing the legs forward and off to the other side. Start with your body in a straight line and then bring your feet forward and your elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Warm up the shoulder girdle again by inhaling to stretch, exhaling to press up to the ceiling. 6 warm-ups here. Warming up the hip. Inhale to turn out, exhale to parallel. Warm up your hip socket 6 times, keeping the chest lifted. When you're done with 6, keep your leg in the turnout. Double inhale, long exhale. Inhale as you bend your knee, inhale as you straighten your knee, exhale as you flex the ankle and stretch the leg all the way down. 6 in this direction before changing. Your breath will change as well. Inhale to lift, double exhale to stretch the leg down. Inhale, lifting the leg with the flexed foot. 2 exhales to point the ankle and stretch it down at the same time. Inhale to lift, double exhale. Stretching the leg far beyond where you thought it could reach to fully stretch out the hip socket. Return the leg to parallel. 2 inhales to flex the foot forward. 1 long exhale to squeeze your glute to stretch the leg as far back as you can. Your goal here is to keep your foot on the same level as your hip socket and get the leg all the way in front of the hip in the forward kick. Roll over onto your stomach. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, your pubic bone into the floor, and your fingertips right next to your shoulders. Gently extend from the neck up into your thoracic spine, your rib cage, on a full breath. Once you're lifted, you're going to inhale to lift up even higher. Lift your hands off to make sure that you're using your back muscles, not jarring anything. Exhale to come down. You're going to do 4 of these. Take a full breath, roll an imaginary marble away with your nose. Inhale to lift higher. Exhale to go down. 4 times before we get into the full swan. Take a full breath to roll the marble away with your nose, lifting the spine all the way up. Inhale, look right, exhale, center. Inhale, look left, exhale, center. Inhale to lift your spine up even more, and then exhale to peel yourself all the way down. We're going to do this 4 times. Roll the marble away with your nose so you extend first through your neck, then through your thoracic, then through your low back. If you feel any pinching in your low back, squeeze your butt harder, lift your chest up higher, or just don't go up as high. Once you're up, inhale, look, exhale, center. Inhale, look, exhale, center. Inhale, stretch up even higher. Exhale to peel yourself all the way down. We're doing this 4 times total. Do a range of motion that feels good to you. Begin in an all-fours position, also known as the quadruped. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Make a butt belly contraction and on a full breath, round your spine up to the ceiling as much as you can. Take a breath to extend to a flat back, and then another breath to fully extend your spine in the opposite direction. We're doing 4 of these. 1 breath to flat back, 1 breath to your contraction, 1 breath to the flat back, and then 1 breath to a full extension, stretching each vertebra. 4 for your warm-up. Then reach the right arm and the left leg up into a straight line level with your spine. Hold for 5 seconds. Swing the limbs in, but don't let them touch the floor for a rest. Go right back out, squeeze and hold for 5 seconds. Make sure your pelvis and your shoulders stay completely still. Spine stays still, neck stays still, so that just the arm and the leg get to move. This is a spinal exercise, a core exercise for stability. Do 5 on each side. You can repeat this 2 times if you like. When you return the limbs in, only bring the knee underneath the hip and the elbow underneath the shoulder. No need to have them touch. The goal here is to keep your spine still, no matter what is happening with the opposite set of limbs. Again, you can repeat another set on each side, or just finish with these 5 on each side.